Welcome to J&R Ministry for Kids. The Midianites had hurt the Israelites for many years. They stole their crops and animals. The Israelites were so frightened that they hid in caves in the hills, away from their homes. God chose a man named Gideon to help the Israelites fight the Midianites. Gideon was not a soldier. Gideon was a farmer. How could a farmer lead an army? He knew that he could not defeat the Midianites all by himself. Even though Gideon did not seem strong, the Lord chose him to lead Israel. Gideon knew that he must obey God. If God wanted Gideon to fight, then the Lord would help him defeat the Midianites. Gideon gathered 30,000 men together. That was a big army. The problem was that the Midianites had an even bigger army, 132,000 men. Maybe if they fought really hard and used lots of tricks, the Israelites could beat the Midianites. But God had another idea. He did not think that Gideon's army was too small. He told Gideon that his army was too big. God spoke to Gideon again, and guess what he said about Gideon's army? It was still too big. God wanted Gideon, all of Israel, and all of Midian to know that when God is on your side, it doesn't matter how big the enemy is. The side that God wants to win will always win. The Lord told Gideon to take 10,000 men down to the water to drink. If a man knelt to the water and put his mouth to the water and lapped it like a dog, then he was told to go home. If a man knelt but scooped water into his hand and then up to his mouth to drink, he could stay in Gideon's army. Only 300 scooped water up to their mouths. That meant that Gideon's army now had only 300 men. 300 to fight against 132,000 Midianites. Gideon and his men knew that only God could help them win the battle. That night, Gideon and his men went down to spy on the Midianite camp. Gideon heard of the Midianite soldiers talking. The Midianite soldiers were frightened. They had been having dreams about the Israelite soldiers defeating them. One dreamed that a giant round loaf of bread tumbled down the hill and crushed the Midianite camp. Gideon divided his men into 3 groups of 100. He gave each man a clay jar and a torch inside. He told them to circle all around the outside of the Midianite camp and wait until they had heard him blow his trumpet. When Gideon blew his trumpet and all of the rest of the soldiers started blowing their trumpets, and they crushed their clay jars so that it looked like a circle of fire around the camp. They all yelled, "A sword for the Lord and Gideon." All of this must have been terrifying for the Midianites. The Lord made them get all confused, and so they took out their swords and started fighting. But they were not fighting Gideon's army, they were fighting each other. They got so confused that they all started running away. Gideon's army of 300 beat the Midianite army of 132,000. Only God could make that happen.